Hey besties, it's Rosie. I am picking up on a very special energy today, okay? I am almost getting like fairy queen or like fairy king vibes from the energy that I'm picking up on today, okay? So if you're resonating with this message, if this message found you, you likely have some ties to the fae realm or to the land spirits in some way, okay? So I'm speaking to the weavers, I'm speaking to the guardians, the keeping, the keepers, the watchers, the guardians of the realm, okay? There's something very special about the task that you have been given in this lifetime to, I'm hearing parlay with the land spirits in some way, with almost like the fifth dimensional overlay on this planet that guards it in the material realm. Okay, Bestie. What I'm getting is that the reason that you have caught the attention of these land spirits is that you have proven to be someone who is extremely good at healing, okay? You might be I'm getting a little tongue tied, okay? So you might be all out of things to heal on your own, all right? There's this energy of, you might not know what to do from this place in your life, okay? You might feel a little bit bored. You might feel a little bit directionless is the energy that I'm getting, okay? And you might feel a little foggy in the brain. I'm getting almost like a brain fog energy as I was like getting tongue-tied earlier. So there's this energy of your system decompressing because you're no longer in survival mode, okay? You have likely worked through the bulk majority or even maybe the totality of the trauma and karma that you have inherited in this lifetime to work through. And because of that, you have caught the eyes of some pretty powerful forces who are hoping that you can help them do the same thing, okay? I'm getting that the land where you live, or maybe land that you frequent, you know, if you travel a lot, might be something that is in need of some TLC, okay? There might have been some pretty bad things that happened there, okay? I one time visited this park where a lot of bodies had been found, and there was a horrible energy in the earth. You know, the further I walked back into the woods, the more it felt like there was like a piano like on my chest, just like the weight of the bad things that had happened there were just like crushing me. So I'm getting that, you know, the land spirit has seen that your ability to heal yourself is pretty remarkable. You know, you've done something that most people spend absolutely like millions of lifetimes trying to do, okay? Collapsing your karma, healing yourself. You might have been, something pretty bad might have happened to you, you know, if I'm kind of talking about like the murder park and stuff like that. Maybe you went through something that was pretty traumatic that would have broken most people, but I'm getting that your soul is so powerful. The light of your soul protects you so much that you are able to go into darker pockets of energy than most other people are without being harmed, okay? So not saying that you weren't harmed, not saying that you weren't traumatized by it, but things that might have broken another person's psyche, you were able to eventually bounce back from those things, okay? And because of that, the land is kind of reaching out to you and saying, hey, you healed something pretty crazy. Do you think that you could lend maybe that ability to us? Because we also need to heal something pretty crazy that happened here. I'm also getting that you could be someone who, one of the reasons that you were able to heal this is because there was almost like this rebellious streak inside of you. Maybe even as a child, you were kind of like always in trouble, or you just really had a thing, you know, about listening to authority. You were kind of someone who paved your own path. You've always gone your own way. Okay. And that's something that is kind of required to be able to do this level of healing, okay? You have to shirk everything that society tells you that you're supposed to be doing or what is right in order to find your own true path. You know, there's almost this lotus energy of you blooming through the mud, okay? You were given quite a thick plot of mud to grow and bloom through. Because you were stubborn, because you didn't listen to what everyone else was telling you, because you overcame your conditioning, is what I'm hearing, you were able to do that much quicker than anyone else, okay? This is almost like this first responders energy that I'm getting from this collective, okay? You are someone who moved through these obstacles pretty quickly in relation to the rest of your collective, okay? This is kind of like the front lines energy. You've gotten here first. You might be someone who's an overachiever. You might be someone who's a workaholic, you know. You might be someone who just holds yourself to a high standard of excellence, okay? And that's probably another reason that you had this determination that you were not going to let whatever difficult circumstances you were born into or faced in your life hold you back from achieving what it was you actually wanted to achieve. And I'm getting now that you've done this, one, you might not even realize that you have, okay? There might be this, maybe some remnants of like the struggle, you know, that you were stuck in. There might be some remnants of your system of, you might be like attracting other people that are still in that struggle, or you yourself might unconsciously find yourself repeating cycles that you no longer need to. You know, you might continue repeating like maybe unhealthy relationship mechanisms or things that mirror like the dynamic that your parents had or something like that. When you've actually mastered those and outgrown them, there's just something in your system that's almost like looping back to those things because they're familiar. So once this energy clears out, or actually I'm seeing like a symbiosis, kind of what the land is offering you in return for helping them with this healing is kind of offering to like break you out of these loops. You know, there are like ley lines in the earth that can be activated, and I'm getting that maybe the people in the region where you live, there might be a lot of people around you who are also embroiled in those same cycles, you know, that you had to break out of. There's almost like an energy of the ley lines are so well worn in the area. It's almost like a track, like for a train to go on, that it's very easy to get stuck in that rut. And I'm almost seeing that like the land is like, hey, if you can help us, we can work together to kind of dismantle this railway system, okay? This system, this labyrinth that these people have been stuck in, we can work together to dismantle that so everybody can do what you did, okay? You went first, so you seeded the path, so we know it's possible, we know there's a way. Can you help us seed a wider path is what I'm hearing, so that more people can do this too and achieve what you have achieved. I'm getting that not every land spirit or whoever, you know, whatever form this takes in your material world, this might come in the form of like a job offer, a partnership, some kind of like brand partnership or something like that. I don't know, you know. Everything that happens internally or with your spiritual upgrades is going to be mirrored in some way in your external reality. So I'm not sure the form that will take for you. If this is resonating, book a personal reading with me and I can help you navigate that so you don't fall into this trap, okay? Because I'm getting that as many benevolent land spirits as want to partner with you, you know, you have to be careful when you're working with the Fae. There are lots of tricksters afoot as well, okay? This King of Wands is resembling the god Pan, okay? And again, there are lots of tricky little spirits. You know, he's got a serpent. I think that's a little fox back there. There are lots of energies that are known to be very cunning, very deceptive. So again, there might be this energy of a bargain attempting to be struck isn't exactly what it seems on its face. So that's a message for you, bestie. Any paperwork that is coming your way, any agreements, whether they be energetic, whether they be legal, anything like that, make sure you're reading the fine print of those agreements, okay? If you're feeling hesitant about it, make sure that you're asking the questions. Don't just assume that everything is going to work out okay and that everyone you're dealing with has good intentions, because not always the case. Okay. I'm getting that when you're going to have some clarity of thought about something, okay? And it's something that's going to put you up in your head. Actually, no. Two messages I'm getting. If someone is trying to trick you, if there is like a deal or something that looks really good and then upon further inspection you realize that it isn't that great of a deal, that's going to have you up in your head. But the other message I'm getting from this is that you are going to see how deep this stain runs, okay? Whatever issues you went through, you're going to see upon kind of like looking at this contract or agreement with the land or whatever form this takes for you, that this is something that is so deep. It's almost like there are layers and layers and layers of this grief, okay? So much that like even the stones are telling the same story, okay? This little girl down here, this is like a wounded child, okay? And then they grow up into a wounded adult, and it's almost like that energy gets stuck in the land, you know, like it's written on the stone itself. But your energy is going to, I'm almost seeing you might be someone who works with the god Fate, or there are lots of gods and goddesses of fate. You might be someone who is somehow tied into fate, because I'm getting this energy of you kind of being able to like almost recall the strands of fate, being able to pull them back, like rewind the clock. There's this energy of you kind of being in charge of time, or you have some kind of connection to time where you're able to take it back down to the bedrock, is the phrase that I'm hearing, and correct this imbalance that exists in this place that is ultimately kind of creating this loop that exists in everyone who's born here. It's almost like everyone who is born here is born like on this cursed land or something. And in order, the best and most efficient way for that cycle to stop is to go down to the bedrock and heal the land. I'm going to go to a part 2.